So next I'm going to talk to you about photography. Photography is a relatively new course here at the Academy. It has only actually been running for 2 years. This year sees the first of our Year 11 photography students, the very first cohort, finishing their GCSE course. Many of these students will go on to study photography at A level in sixth form next year. The photography course consists of a series of projects over 2 years. You will learn a variety of different photographic skills and techniques, as well as developing your independence and your creativity. Your final projects are completely self-directed, which means that you choose the theme, what to investigate, what to photograph, and how much creativity you want to bring in to edit and manipulate your work. So we don't run photography in Key Stage 3, so none of you will have already studied it, but you may have an interest in photography in your own time. It's important that you know what you're signing up for should you choose this course. You do need to enjoy taking photographs. Not necessarily just selfies, but do you regularly take pictures on your phone? Do you have an interest in photography independent of school? You need to have good organisational skills for putting together your portfolios and your bodies of work. And you need to like to try new things, take risks and experiment, and not to be scared to have your photograph taken. If you enjoyed your Key Stage 3 art lessons, it's likely that you would enjoy the photography course. So on to some key highlights and things that you will learn during the photography course. You will learn how to use a professional DSLR, that stands for Digital Single Lens Reflex Camera. You will learn the basics of using the darkroom and how to use the chemicals to develop your own photographs. You will learn how to use Photoshop to a high level to edit and manipulate your work. You will learn how to produce a portfolio of work. And there will be lots of opportunities for you to attend extracurricular clubs or trips and visits to further your knowledge. You will also get to exhibit your work in pop-up exhibitions in the school and take part in the end of Year 11 exhibition along with the art students. So studying photography at GCSE and even A-level can open up many different career choices. The obvious one is a photographer, and there's lots of different types of photographer, including wedding, portrait, photojournalist, medical, and many, many more. Wedding photographers can charge between £1,000 and £2,500 per wedding, so it is a lucrative business. You could also go on to university to study photography at degree level. You could become a videographer, you could become a graphic designer, the list really is endless. Even if you don't go on to a career in photography, you will develop skills vital for university and employment in many sectors, such as creativity and independent working. In terms of assessment, photography sits in the same qualification suite as fine art, so the assessment is very similar. In terms of assessment, at the end of Year 11, you will submit 2 bodies of work, Component 1 and Component 2. Component 1 is made up of 2 or more projects worth 60% of your grade. Component 2 is 1 project and is worth 40% of your grade. In Component 2, you will also sit an exam, but it isn't a written exam. It's a practical exam taken over the course of 2 days with plenty of breaks during that time. You work on a practical piece of photography work during this time in exam conditions to prove your skills and understanding and knowledge of what you've been working towards. The assessment objectives again are the same as for the art GCSE, so assessment objective 1, contextual research, 2 is experimentation and development, 3 is recording, and 4 is outcomes. So I thought it might be helpful for you to see some feedback from some current Year 10s who started their photography course this year. I'll give you just a minute just to have a read through before moving the slide on to see how they're feeling about their learning and the course and what it includes in Year 10. So here are some examples of some coursework produced by photography students. You can see some choose to work in digital sketchbooks where others choose to work in more traditional physical sketchbooks. You can see some examples of some research and responses to different artists that these students have completed. And here are some examples of work produced by students in year 10 and 11 on the photography course. So this is the sort of thing you may be producing. As you can see, they have used a lot of different Photoshop skills to produce some of these very creative outcomes. The image at the bottom right is produced using a photocopier. So you will learn many different skills and techniques, both digital and physical, including working in the darkroom to produce camera-less imagery.